Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the Bears Den. How is everyone doing today, guys? Hope you're all having a great day today. It is Wednesday, or wow, geez, damn, I want this week to be over with so much, it's not even funny. It is Tuesday. Tuesday. There we go. Got the right thing up now. But yeah, it is Tuesday, guys. We have the talk show tonight, Smart and AI, episode 10. We're going to be talking about all sorts of crazy-ass shit. Realistically speaking, we could have, 4 hours. Hell, we could probably have 6 hours. We still wouldn't get through it all. So, this is going to be interesting to see as far as, oh goody, another bot just followed. And it was created today. Wow, I'm fucking shocked. Oh well. But yeah, we are going to be working on trying to talk about as many things as possible during the talk show today, because we have just way too much stuff that we've gotten within the past 2 weeks, and holy dear god, it is fucking insane the amount of things we've got. As you guys can see, we are having some fun recreational drinks. Fun adult recreational drinks, that is. So Alex is giving me the high sign. I am good enough, so yeah, let's do this.
I'm gonna unmute him.
Yeah, I'm here.
So how are you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
We have way too many things to talk about. Like I said before show, we could be sitting here for 6 hours and still probably not talking about everything.
Yeah.
That's how much stuff we've got, guys.
Yeah, it was surprising. I mean, and we fucking kind of skimmed over Gamescom completely.
Yeah. I've
A lot of shit.
got nothing on Gamescom, so if it happened during Gamescom, don't look to me. I don't have it.
I got a few nuggies here and there, but nothing major.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if it helps at all, I have a different expo that either is still going on or just recently wrapped up. So, yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
You want to hear it?
I was gonna say, do we want to do a quick brush over on the kind of glaring thing that's going on in Twitch at the moment with the hate raids?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He said that.
Yeah, we can totally. I mean, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. I mean, realistically, all it really boils down to is people are doing asshole things, spouting racial slurs, homophobic slurs, whatever sort of hateful garbage they can spew. They're setting up bots to go into that person's chat, and then 20 or so 30 bots will then just barf out that shit. And because they don't like some aspect of the person. Like, they can set up a bot and send it over your way and be like, oh, I don't like people with glasses, and that'd be their reason for targeting you. Or, they don't like people with beards for me. But, yeah. I mean, it's just absolute crap, and
I like that that's what you chose.
There have been people who have tried saying things for less, though, too, so.
That's fair. Yeah. People are shitbags.
Yeah, exactly. But realistically, what it boils down to is Twitch can yell and scream, oh, you have all the tools you need to moderate your channel appropriately. But when it comes to it, Twitch, it's your platform. Ultimately, you're responsible. Because Twitch can sit there and kick and ban people off their platform as much as they want. But as soon as they start hitting the people that are big enough to tell followers that will follow them to other platforms, they're going to lose money. And at which point, that is Twitch's problem. Not to say it's already not Twitch's problem, but it's a thing of, yes, Twitch, thank you. There's auto mod, but when they start putting in ones for eyes, Cyrillic E's for a regular E,
Spacing things out.
spacing things out, uh, your auto mod system doesn't catch it.
Right.
So you have to do better. And by
Right.
do better, it's not a thing of just do the catch the literal words that you're putting in. You need to start doing things, and some people will probably not fully understand this. I don't fully understand how it works, but at least I understand a little bit of uh, regular expression, so that way they can write a formula as far as, okay, catch certain patterns, and those patterns then automatically get sent into automod to be looked at as far as, okay, is this something that needs to be uh modded, or is this something that's perfectly fine? So it's always one of those things.
And like honestly, um, I worked on uh I worked on a profanity filter on a couple of different titles. So I know that those tools exist. Like and you're right, the agency shouldn't be on us, the streamers.
Mm-hmm.
Kay just said, I know Mixer's not around anymore, but the money those big streamers jumped off Twitch for, Twitch should be embarrassed and way more careful. Yeah, I agree.
Oh god, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Twitch treats it like they're the only game in town, and they're
Mm-hmm.
just not anymore.
Oh god, no.
Um, and yeah,
And on top of that, the simple fact that um like streamers are even getting to the point where they're a little bit afraid for when they're offline, because some people have heard that, hey, I
yeah,
just got hate rated but I wasn't even online, what's going on, kind of a thing. It could be a thing of the person that's responsible, or persons responsible for the hate raid, um they're they're trying to get people kicked off.
what they're
um
doing is they're going into people's chat when they're offline and then saying stuff in their chat and then screenshotting it and
mhm,
then sending it to Twitch, which can get you a strike against you because it still appears as if it's just in your chat. And
right.
again, there's no humans to talk to really at Twitch. It takes them months to do fucking anything, so you could get a strike against you for nothing. You're
Yep.
not even there.
Yep. I will say
Um,
this though, they are beginning to get better as far as identifying bot accounts. And I say that because I had a person follow me yesterday, Judge Judy Slayer, who created their account 2 days ago, followed me yesterday. Apparently, they unfollowed and created the exact same account, Judge Judy Slayer, today, and followed me 7 minutes ago. It's a bot. It has to be.
yeah.
So it's one of those things that's just like, okay, great, cool, nice, Twitch, congratulations, you're finally beginning to identify what bot accounts are. I mean, after all, this Judge Judy Slayer account has, last I checked, had over
Oh
8K
my.
followers in the half hour that I had saw the
They
account the
just
other day.
botted their account. They just boosted their own account.
Yeah. So it's like absolutely stupid. And as far as the whole like, oh, getting hate rated while offline, um very simple. Twitch, add an option, disable chat when offline
Right.
after like X amount of seconds, or a minute or so. Not hard. Really?
And there are workarounds in Streamlabs and shit, but why? Like they put all the agency on you, the streamer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
don't take enough of a stand by themselves. And I'm actually looking. So you brought this up earlier before we got on stream that under the creator dashboard, there's now a new option at the bottom called Safety Center,
Yep.
which pops you out to a web page.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm just gonna read this because it's almost fucking comical and how airy and nothing it is.
Yeah.
Community first. Community is the heart of everything we do. A big part of putting our community first is having clear rules that everyone can understand and uphold. Clarity plus consistency equals trust. To create and grow communities, you need the best information presented clearly from you guys. Okay, we're leveling up our process to hit that bar every time. Whoa, back it down a notch. Um, Safety is personal. We set and enforce rules for Twitch as a whole, but we empower creators to and mods to go beyond and do what's best for their communities. So once again, in the fucking thesis statement, you have said it's basically on you.
Yep.
That
And,
like
and on top of it, the simple fact of their whole thing of clarity plus consistency equals trust. Twitch, you've never
clear.
been clear with your terms of service, let alone when you ban people. You've never been clear. So don't give us this shit of, oh, hey, we're completely clear with our rules and everything. No,
Yeah.
you're not. You're anything but.
Yeah. And I know that, like, hey, thank you. Like, what, 2 weeks ago or something, they finally automated the system where if you get a strike against you, it now shows, here's the clip. This is exactly why.
Mhm.
Finally, after what, a decade plus?
Oh,
Like, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Um, and just perusing the rest of this, by the way, I don't know how much time you spent in this. Um, but the most recent post they put out was uh by no uh okay, one of the more recent ones. Preventing the incitement of violence, Twitch embraces creators amplify their voices and expand their audiences. The vast majority of creators build healthy communities on Twitch, but there are rare cases of individuals who use Twitch that creates a risk of inciting violence. We believe intervention is necessary for the safety of our community.
Hmm.
What intervention? Like,
Yeah.
you're just saying words, dude. Like,
Hmm.
that this is the did you watch Captain America and the Winter Soldier? You know, at the end when he's
Yeah.
like, "Just do better, Senator." He's like, "Okay, but logistically how?" And he's like, "Just do better," and then just flies off as Captain America. You're like, "Okay, well that really wasn't advice. You like he was asking the logistics, and you gave him nothing, and
Hmm.
then went zoom zoom zoom." Like,
Yep.
god damn.
And like you said, that post that they made about that, May 27th this year.
Right, right.
They've
Which
said
I
nothing on like safety and reassuring streamers that
May 27th, isn't that around when the Capitol riot was?
no, that was January 6th.
Oh, it's January. Okay.
Yeah.
God damn, dude, this year has still been a nightmare.
Yes. Yes, it
Like,
has.
god damn.
We,
Yeah, I don't
we
know.
thought 2021 was going to be better, and it immediately said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, exactly. I got a Delta variant sitting in the back seat. Like, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty embarrassing, the state of Twitch at this point. And like Kay said, um, it like it's crazy to me that like Twitch just treats it like, well, where are you gonna go? You know, it's like,
Mhm.
well, there's several other options. There's Facebook gaming, there's YouTube gaming, like there
Yep.
are other big platforms out there. So I don't know. And
And
it's really the little guys that keep getting fucked over and stepped
oh
on,
yeah, oh
you
yeah.
know?
And realistically, if one wanted to, Twitch started as a no-name thing that
Right.
one guy just had this pipe dream of. Guess
So could
what?
YouTube.
That yeah,
Like,
and it's like that could all happen again
right,
and actually be better than Twitch.
right.
So Twitch, don't sit there and look at the streamers and be like, "Well, where are you gonna go to?"
Yeah.
Because like
Hope you guys
right
figured out.
right off the bat, YouTube. Not only can you do streaming on YouTube, but they also have um discoverability. They have that baked into their algorithms as far as like, oh, you're watching this stuff on like say Super Mario Odyssey. Okay, cool. Well, here's this other streamer that's live right now doing Super Mario Odyssey. You want to go check him out, or this one,
Right.
or this one? I mean, it's like
Yeah.
Twitch. You
Whereas,
still don't have that.
right.
Streamers have been
Like there's
asking
the
for
main
that for
page,
like
there's the main page that only promotes stuff that's already got 30,000 viewers.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, cool. You know what you should do, honestly, and it's funny, I've never actually thought of this before. There should be two splash screens. Um, and you should be able to like flip back and forth. And one is because a lot of people, I found this in my chat. Have you ever heard this before? I really like watching smaller streamers because I can interact more.
Yes.
And that's the way I feel
Mhm.
too, because like I don't know why anybody watches a 60,000 person stream of a guy playing a first person shooter, because the text is just scrolling so
Oh
fast
yeah.
that nobody gets heard,
Yeah. Yeah.
um
Exactly.
so I don't know, that's weird to me too, but
And Twitch is actually now kind of changed up their format a little bit because before, and by before I mean maybe about a year ago, it was whatever category you're in, so talk shows, Destiny 2, whatever. It was always organized highest viewer, next
yep.
highest, blah blah blah, going down the list. And what I've noticed within the past year is the streamer with the highest views is still in that top row,
Yep.
but it's then like not the very first one. It's like maybe the second one, and then a
Mhm.
couple, and like it's now spread out with more popular
Huge
streamers.
senpai noticed me. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But
Oh, look at
it's
that,
no
came up
longer
on my stream.
completely and totally just the multi-thousand streamers being listed first.
Yeah, I think what it is interaction. I think that plays a part in that now.
Mhm.
So if you are having a lot of people chat,
Yeah,
or donations or subs, shit like that, even bits, I'm sure goes into that algorithm. And the more interaction that's happening, they try to pump you like further up the ladder.
yeah.
Because I've noticed on nights when I have like a bunch of people and there's multiple people talking, that like I went back and like looked and I'm like, oh look, I did move up. That's okay. That's probably what it is. Because just my sheer designer nature, I always want to know the rules of everything.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how my entire world works. Like I have to make little boxes of everything.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
I'm working on it with my therapist. To be
Dude, I,
fair,
I I totally get you as a QA person. I mean, I
right,
got to know the rules for what I'm testing, so that way
right,
I can sit there and be like, oh, hey, this is busted as fuck.
right. And if you want me to give you a design, great, no problem. What do you want? And then I can do every single step.
Exactly, exactly.
Um, all right.
And
Well,
unfortunately, Twitch has not been clear on what the rules are the
no,
entire time. So
it is unfortunate.
yeah, um,
Um, you want to go first?
we can, yeah, or I can.
Let's do a little upbeat something.
I
Give me
was
something I can make some jokes
afraid you were going to say that.
on.
um, okay. Okay. Yeah. Here's a throwback, actually, a follow-up story. Follow up to a story that I brought to us. Wow. I think it was about a month and a half now ago.
Mhm.
Um, Billy Mitchell versus Twin Galaxies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This popped up again. Um, he actually has two lawsuits currently active for the exact same thing. Basically, Billy Mitchell is the supposed king of Donkey Kong, and Twin Galaxies has declared that hey, you haven't been able to provide some sort either video evidence or I forget the whole technicality of what they why they were saying no,
It was the
you're
board.
not.
It was the board.
Oh, is the board this time?
So the
Okay.
board itself, because back in the day when you submitted to a
Mm,
big record,
yeah,
that you would have to actually send them the motherboard
yeah,
so they can confirm that there was nothing fucked up on
hmm
it. And the board itself was running stuff fast.
yeah.
Billy Mitchell said that, well, I didn't do it. It must have come out this way. And kind of everyone went,
Mm,
so
not
every
yeah,
other one in existence came out the exact same way and yours came out different?
yeah. Don't quite think so.
Okay. That's
But basically, what's going on right now is he has two active lawsuits, one in California and one in Florida, for the exact same thing.
yeah, because of the state
Yep,
thing.
yep.
Yeah.
And basically, what's going on is the one in Florida had to have a hearing recently. Um, and if I remember correctly, it was 3 days before it was either going to get thrown out or 3 days before something on it expired. I forget exactly right off the top of my head. Um, and he was talking with the judge about it, and the way he was talking with the judge, though, like, he was name dropping, oh yeah, I just talked with this celebrity yesterday, and he was trying to make himself sound a lot bigger and more impressive to the judge, and the judge was just like, I don't give a flying fuck who you talk to. You could have
Right.
talked to the president. I don't care. The court case is what we're talking about now. And the judge basically just said, "Yeah, I'm dismissing the court case." And Billy was like, "Okay, well, if I had reached you earlier about this because I didn't get the emails or anything like that, would that have made a difference? Because by the time I talk to my lawyer and refile, it's going to be potentially past statute of limitations." And the judge was just like, "That would be me giving you legal advice. I can't do that. You need to talk to your lawyer about this."
Yeah.
And he
And
he literally just shut Billy down every step of the way.
hey, have you ever met him?
Billy Mitchell?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to.
I, I have.
I'm sorry.
Actually, on multiple occasions. No, it's actually kind of weirdly funny because he walks around in certain settings like he is this king shit. You know, he's still got the
Mhm.
long hair and the suit and
Oh
his
yeah.
dumb little fucking Pac-Man tie, still holding on to that fucking glory, selling his hot sauce, which by the way is bad hot sauce. Um, just to put that out there. Um, but he did one of the funniest, most Billy Mitchell, what a fucking scumbag thing. So the last time I was at Free Play Florida, so this was probably 2019. Free Play Florida is like a big event. You pay a door fee, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of pinball games.
Ooh, cool.
It's and they're all on free play, you know, so you
Yeah,
get to play as much pinball as you want.
kind of makes
It's amazing.
sense.
Um, king of that shit, all right. I am the king up in this motherfucker. It's like, dude, this is an arcade. Back it down a notch, Billy.
Yeah.
Um, so fucking they had these giant, huge, like double-sized arcade machines
Hmm.
of Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Donkey Kong, and I think Galaga was the fourth one. But they were so big you had to like walk on like step stools to get up to them.
Yeah.
And like the controller was like this. It was pretty cool. But so he was standing there and there was a couple people talking to him, and one of the girls must have said, you know, hey, can we take a picture together? And me and my buddy were standing there, and I was already quite a few beers in at this point. So they walk up on top of the little steps thing, and Billy puts his arm all the way, and she was an attractive female, like don't get me wrong, but he's also probably 50 years older than her. And he puts his arm all the way around her and then realizes like this isn't quite comfortable. So he like ropes his hand back around like her waist and like pulls her in, and me and Joe were both just watching. We were both like, "Oh!" We like looked at each other like instantly, like, "Oh my God, that was hard to watch. Oh my God!" Like it was so perfect. Like I'm so glad I was
Mm.
there for that moment because it was gross.
Ugh.
Like that dude is just a dirtball, man. Like,
Yeah.
but it's fun to see in person because at least I'm like, oh yeah, no, Billy Mitchell scumbag confirmed. Like that is
Yeah.
100% confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a moment there, I thought the way you were like wrapping your arm around the imaginary person, I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, he just wrapped his arm around and then like
Grab
kept
the
going
boob.
down, boob grabbed or something. It's like,
Honestly,
oh god,
if
no.
that had happened, I would have been like, that's about right. Like, dude,
Oh
he's
god, yeah,
just that
yeah,
much of a dirtbag. Like,
yeah.
he's
He
just
really
such a
is.
dirtbag.
He really is.
But hey, whatever. Like, let this tiny fucking pathetic man roll his life. And then we laughed and we went, all right, let's go play some pinball. And then we went and fucking play some pinball. And I got to tell this story like 2.5 years later on this show. So
Hey.
100% worth for me. Um, yeah, yeah,
Nice, nice.
yep. Uh, So, oh, you want to talk a little international affairs?
Sure, sure. What's going
Uh,
on internationally?
so China just passed a legislative
Hmm.
that kids under 18 can only play 3 hours of video games a week on only Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yep.
That, like, I know that like they consider video games to be like a monstrous waste of time. Weird, but okay. Um, I just never thought it would come to that. Like, holy shit! Like, how close are you just to straight up banning it from, you know? And don't you think by withholding something that, like, when you know, my cousin as a kid, his mom didn't let him drink soda. And when he got to be older, now the kid basically lives like a fish if the fishbowl was Coca-Cola and not water. Like he is just
Yeah.
all Coca-Cola. You know, whereas my family, we were always like, you know, hey, whatever, if you want a soda, take a soda. But now I only exclusively drink beer and water. Like, you know, sometimes when you withhold things, you make their value kind of go up,
Hmm.
you know?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
I know what you're saying. It's also interesting because I saw that same article. Um, what you're saying is correct. It's 3 hours Monday through Sunday, or I'm sorry, Friday through
Friday,
Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, including holidays. So even if there's a holiday that falls in that, it's
Right.
not like, oh, hey, I get some extra. No, you still have just the 3 hours during those 3 days, and that's
Yeah.
it.
And if a holiday does fall on Monday, you don't have school, but you ain't fucking
Yep,
playing video games.
yep, exactly. Um, but they're also effectively forcing the game companies to regulate that.
How would you do that?
Um, being that, well, yeah, that is true because a lot of those game companies, can
Build in locks, I guess.
you
Like
could
that's the only thing I can think of.
you could, but at that point you're relying on the player to truthfully tell his age, his or her
Right,
age.
right. Which no one ever does.
Yeah, no one ever does.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
wait until I was 18 to see porn.
who does?
You know,
Who does?
like right, exactly. Like, well, guess I just have to wait this out. Like,
Yeah.
my boner is killing me, but I have to wait. uh,
Ugh.
150%. My parents really let us eat candy like Halloween, Easter was it. And now uh you've been born with us. I have seen your candy collection and right and it like isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
and I
my.
just feel like like and I get it. Like obviously communist China is very what
Oh, blue spoons with the whole like your comment of you have to wait till 18 you're 18 before you can watch porn. Oh my, wank it out.
hey man, look, this is my platform. If I want to talk about my fucking 13-year-old boner, I will do so. Um,
Please don't.
probably shouldn't.
No, you know you
um,
shouldn't.
and that's clipped. Um, um, yeah, like it's crazy, like how vastly different that is. Like,
Hmm.
and considering some good pro players come out of China, like League of Legends and stuff, and the
Oh yeah.
APAC region in general.
Yeah.
Um, you'd think that they'd be more like Sweden. Like you can take classes in Sweden about esports and like
Hmm.
try to go into that as a career and a field.
Yep.
So it's very weird how every country has their own like myopic vision of what gaming should be.
Yep. Exactly. It's interesting and yeah. I mean, it's hard to say what is too much or where to draw any sort of line, if
Mm-hmm.
at all.
I wish this chat would shut the fuck up. I don't know if you can hear it binging over and over and over again, but one of my stupid fucking I don't even have Facebook open, but it's on my PC, and so my PC keeps going, "Hey, here's another fucking Facebook update." Like it's my two idiot friends talking about eating a chili dog, and it's been pinging for 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. You want to go next?
Sure, sure. Another follow-up story. Gigabyte. The
Oh, yep.
whole like power supplies are exploding and being DOA, things like that. They released a press. They did a press release last week, uh, basically stating they were basically doubling down, stating that media and consumers were testing and using their power supplies wrong.
What?
How do you use a power supply that is DOA wrong?
I wasn't supplying it with power. It's like the only thing I can think of.
I
Like,
mean, seriously, because when you have 50% of the reviews on Newegg complaining about their power supply being DOA,
or setting on fire.
well, no, just DOA. Not,
Sure.
not even including the times that like they plug it in, hook it all up, and then it explodes, and it's like, okay, now my PC's on fire. Thanks.
They're like, your PC's supposed to be on fire.
Yeah, yeah. That's how lit it
That's
is.
correct.
It's on fire, man.
And if you get a dead one, we sent you a fucking 12-pound paperweight. That's how you were supposed to use it, you fucking schmucks. Thanks for the
Yeah,
money.
exactly. But it's like Gigabyte. No. It's not supposed to be a thing of it's DOA. It's also not supposed to be a thing of you plug it in and then it bursts into flames and the magic black smoke coming out of the computer is a good thing. It's supposed to be a thing of when you plug it in, especially as far as like media testing it. It's supposed to because Gamers Nexus they did two videos recently. One of them, quote unquote, speed running. How fast can they make a gigabyte power supply fail? And another one following up that with how fast can they make a, I think it was EVGA power supply go through the same thing and work
Yeah,
perfectly
water
fine. And work perfectly fine.
you know what? I'd watch that first video.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah,
I probably would.
yeah. I watched
Like
them.
that
I
sounds
watched
like
them
something I'd be
both.
like, yeah, like see, like that sounds like a me 2 a.m. Like, oh man, that sounds awesome. Yeah, totally click. Like,
Yep. Yep.
I'm watching the shit out of this video.
And the funny thing is, like when Gamers Nexus was doing the testing, like the speed run of the Gigabyte one, they're sitting there going through their normal testing, and they're doing it zero cuts in the video. Like they had the ad cut way in the beginning, like 30 seconds in, and then the rest of it was a solid.
Right.
This is the video,
Nice.
and it's like okay, have it on this setting, have it on like 60% for a minute, go to 100% for a minute, go to I think it was from then it went in increments of 10% up to 140, and they had it we're doing that in like 10 or 20-second increments, so enough to be like, hey, is it hitting this and passing, or is it like exploding? Yep, whatever. They hit 140, it gracefully failed.
So it just stopped working.
Right. The safety measures actually worked how they were supposed to.
Sure.
So they went back to 130 to gradually find the actual failure point. They found that it was like 133 or something like that. I forget which. And then to wrap up the testing, go all the way back down to 60%, plug it in, and run it for a minute. Just run it for a minute.
Oh.
And the one that they were working with went back to 60%, turn it on, sparks. It's like, Gigabyte, this is not good. This is not how your product is supposed to work. I am sorry.
With oily rags. Like,
Yeah.
what? You were using the oily rags wrong.
And what's even worse is they even mentioned it in their video. It wasn't like the typical like orange red sparks coming out. This was like blue electrical arcs that they saw when it did it. So it's like, oh, that's a bad thing considering like if you crack open power supplies, and please seriously do not do it. Those capacitors in there have enough to where if you fuck with them, they will kill you flat out. So please, seriously, do not crack open a power supply. I don't care if you have it unplugged and just sitting there, it still has residual charge in it. Do not crack them open.
Yeah, especially one from fucking these guys.
Oh god lord, yeah, Gigabyte.
You just touch it. It's just,
Yeah, exactly.
You electrocuted yourself incorrectly.
Yeah. Gigabyte would sit there and say something like that. But, well, no, you weren't supposed to electrocute yourself that way. You were supposed to do it this way.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
So, want to talk about some Nintendo stuff? Because I got one right off the bat.
I've got two as well.
It's going to be a slight ranting and raving thing, but
okay.
So Nintendo has over the last couple of years really put their fucking their foot in it, really. Like they treat sometimes they treat their customers like we're all thieves, like we're
Mhm.
like Australians. I don't know why I just had that weird Australian thing. They're a
Um,
prisoner colony.
I was just about to say, because historically, when Australia
Yep,
first started, it
a
was a
prison
penal
colony. Who
colony. Yeah.
cares? Um, but Nintendo fucking treats every customer like that.
Mhm.
So there was the 2018 thing when they were claiming that they were going to start shutting down everybody who streams their games,
Mhm.
and this big DMCA wave. And then everyone was like, "What the fuck, dude? Basically, this is free publicity." And then finally, like a little while like later, they were like, "Oh, okay, well, we're not going to do it then." Yeah, because you couldn't make a buck, and all you did was piss everyone off.
Mhm.
So there was that. Then there was the fighting game scene. The poor Smash Brothers kids.
Mhm.
I, as a new fan, I have not had to go through this much, but um, they treat the Smash kids like shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of times they will not allow their game to be streamed for a tournament unless you get literal say so from Nintendo, either of America or Japan. Which is already kind of horseshit. Like fucking Capcom doesn't go like every small tournament has to hit us up. No, you want to play fucking Street Fighter, play some Street Fighter. If you're a major tournament where there's gonna be a lot of money, you do have to ask them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
um,
Which I would assume things like Evo, they go through those
yeah,
hoops.
yep, they do. Um, and they've actually talked about it like at Expanse.
Yeah.
So recently there was a tournament in Ohio that had plans to have a Project Plus
Mhm.
tournament. Project Plus is basically the new school equivalent of Project M, which is basically a modded version of the Wii Smash Brothers game, and basically it just makes it more competitive.
Yep.
It tweaks some numbers, makes some hitboxes a little better, just kind of cleans the game up. And it's been a fan project forever.
Mhm.
I think that it started. I think that it started being made in 2012. So like it's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So this tournament in Ohio was like, hey, we're gonna run a Project Plus tournament, and Nintendo hit them with the ban error, and
Mhm.
they did it 2 weeks before the event was. So literally nobody had time. So if you were gonna fly to Ohio and participate in this tournament, let's say, not that most people do, most people participate in more than one tournament when you're gonna go to a fighting game convention, but if you were just going to go for the Project Plus tournament, they were like, nope. And the Project Plus guys were like, oh, all right. So this is the fucking worst. Well, the tournament organizers were like, this is the worst. Um, so we're going to refund your money for being in the tournament because it costs money to enter each
Yeah.
tournament. You know, they got to make their fucking,
Yeah.
dues.
Oh yeah.
But they were like, that's it. So your airplane ticket, your hotel room, your car rental, all
All
that
that,
shit.
that's still
Yep.
on you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I get it. Like it's a smaller tournament. I'd never heard of the tournament before, in all honesty. Now it is a Smash Brothers only tournament, so
Mhm.
I guess that might be why.
Yep.
Um, but and they're still gonna hold all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just like, dude, what? Like, I don't. Here's my point. This is why I knew I was gonna start ranting and raving. Who gives a shit about your fucking game on a Wii and somebody makes a mod of it? Like, what do you think that's like cutting into your sales of a game that's been around? No, the only people who are playing Project Plus are fans of your game.
Mhm.
They've already bought your product probably multiple times. Those fucking neckbeards. No offense. I love you, Smash Kids. Like I love you, Smash Kids. I'm now one of you. Um, but like it's insane to me. Like what do you care? This is not like money you're losing. This is people trying to like take a product that you made, clean it up a little bit, and still be playing it. Shouldn't you be proud of that? Not fucking smacking DMCA orders on their fucking asses? I
uh.
get spit, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well, figured you would. You were going off on
yeah,
a rant there. Uh. Plus, also considering the whole like Project M mod requires the disc in the first place. So it's
right,
not like they're like just pirating copies. No, they have to actually buy the Wii, buy
right,
the controllers, buy the game.
right.
So it's not like it's just complete and total black market piracy that's going on. They have to
Right.
have that shit.
The official product needs to be there.
Yes.
What is the problem? Then what is your problem? Because what?
Hmm.
They cleaned up a game that you fucking left a steaming pile of shit? That's your problem? What do you gonna commit seppuku over it? Like what the fuck, man?
Apparently, I mean,
I don't know. That one
yeah.
was too far.
Oh well, whatever.
I'm
It,
leaving a pinky on the desk. All right, fine. Thanks, fuck.
what do you expect from this show?
Yeah, sure. Why don't you
uh,
go and you can also talk about Nintendo because we have another thing to talk about.
yeah. Another one of Nintendo's prides and joys, Metroid Prime, or at least the Metroid franchise, I should say. There has been a Metroid Prime 2D adaptation, mod, whatever you want to call it, which basically was in development for 15
Yeah.
years. And within the past 4 months, Nintendo has come in and sat there and said, nope, delete everything you have on that. We don't
The
want you
the
to have that anymore.
the bigger thing for me was that not only was it in development for 15 years, but they basically were still skating by kind of low key until they released a demo in
Hmm.
April. And
Yeah.
then now it comes around and the boot comes down, crushed skull, like
Yep.
and the everyone who was working on it, which I think was like three people, um, they put out did you read that tweet?
Yeah,
It was
something like
like
that.
actually like kind of sad. I was like,
Hmm.
oh man, that's a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
fucking Nintendo, man.
yeah.
I love how like rabid that fan base is, but they don't even mind that they're getting kicked in the balls all the time. It's
Yeah.
like, god damn, dude. Like
Please, sir,
I
may I have
would
another?
yeah, seriously. And here's $60 for that kick in the taint. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell, man?
That wasn't
For a
hard enough.
company that
Please do it
literally
again.
doesn't care about you or your fucking community who plays their games, like, whew, that
Hmm.
is ouchie. I
Yeah.
will say this as an uplifting note. I watched the Smash Ultimate tournament that was this weekend, Summit, Smash Summit 3.
Hmm.
That was great. You know, again,
Cool.
just a group of
Cool.
guys who loved the game, got together. There was a VIP, there was just a bunch of people. This was the part that was really interesting to me and I really liked. Um, there was vote-in people.
Hmm.
So people who stream who might not be pros were able to have their communities vote them in to that tournament. And some of them did really well, which is really cool and nice
Okay.
to see. Like, so at least like the fighting game community kids are like still rallying, you know, like, all right, you might be a fucking cunt, but you know what? Like, we'll get it done. Like, don't
Yeah.
worry about it, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like, you're throwing Smash tournaments at any time.
Mhm.
Like,
And here's the kicker. Um, Metroid Prime 2D, they canned. There was a Metroid 2, the Game Boy Metroid,
yeah,
that
I
version.
remember that.
Uh, Someone was doing a remake of, oh, well, not a remake, but a HD version of it, being completely faithful to what you could do in the game, the map, everything. They canned that. Like Project Plus here, they're screwing that over, and
Pokemon Uranium. There's another one.
yep.
There's another one.
And then you have like the Super Mario Kaizo modding community where they're just like, nope, we don't see that. Totally don't
Yeah,
see that. Go
yeah,
ahead, do all you want over there. We don't see it.
yeah.
And it's like
Pick a
Nintendo,
lane.
if you're gonna smack the boot on someone, Mario community, like your pride and absolute pinnacle of a game, you're letting them
Obviously,
everyone get by.
stereotype.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Nintendo is not nearly the good guys that their family friendly image is in reality. In my eyes,
Oh
that's
yeah,
just in
no.
my eyes.
Oh hell
Like
no, they're not.
they're not real cool.
No.
Now, again, you know what? They can afford to do that because at the end of the day, they go, "Hey, where are you going to go to get Mario? Where are you going to go to get fucking Metroid? Where are
Hmm.
you going to go to get Zelda?" And you go, "Okay, here's my $60." Like, you know,
Yep.
there's not a lot of rape cases against them, so it's like, all right, well, I can't really ban this. Like, this is just you guys being assholes. Like, ugh. Uh, what?
Oh, just blue being blue.
What do you say?
I'm supporting Nintendo by having the Switch and playing games on it. It's like,
Hey, me too.
eh,
Me
eh.
too, bro. Me too, bro.
So,
Um, 2D Prime. Do you have anything else for the 2D Prime? Did you watch
uh,
the video of it, by the way?
yes, I did, and that looked
Look cool.
absolutely awesome. It
Yeah, look
really
cool.
did. Um, I don't have any more. Looking down my list here, I don't have any more like Nintendo being complete and total douches.
We have an upside Nintendo one.
Uh,
And crickets.
possibly, but it's more of stories that are being focused on other games.
Okay. Well, we'll wait. Um, what do you want to talk next? I got a couple of like off-brand PC things. If you want to talk about those,
Sure, why not?
cool. And we don't get to talk about this a lot. Yes, hello, hello, ladies. Can you imagine why I'm single? It's unbelievable. Um,
Yeah.
who wouldn't be streaming towards this wiener? Um, I don't know. This is a little funny. So I don't know if you know, a bunch of months ago, Epic took Apple to court
Hmm.
over the App Store.
Yep.
Basically, Apple has a very strict policy in their App Store that they get 30% of the cut. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. And if you want to continue to stay on the App Store, that's just what the deal is. So Epic took him to court and said, "Hey, this is kind of bullshit because basically what you're doing is you're monopolizing your entire like user base by saying it's got to come through us. All money has to filter through us first. So even if I wanted to buy, let's say I'm playing Fortnite mobile on my iPhone, and I decide to buy what's the currency in that game?
I have no
Bricks.
clue.
I'm gonna say bricks.
Sounds good.
So if you want to buy fucking space bricks or whatever the fuck the currency is, so it says 299, and that 299 first goes through Apple. They take their 30% cut of your 299, and then it goes to Epic. Epic's case was, dude, this is our game. It is on your store. We are totally cool with giving you the initial purchase money of the title. So if it was a $5 game, you get 30%, completely fine. But at this point, you're holding our game hostage
Yep.
and our money hostage.
Hmm.
So Apple goes to court and they come up with this amazing side note. Now, I haven't seen yet if Epic is going to fire back, but I thought this was kind of amusing. Apple goes, "All right, fine. So here's my retort. You can allow them a link that can send them to another way to give you the money directly. So now basically, if you were in Fortnite Mobile and you want your fucking space bricks, that 299, Epic sends you a link, and then you follow the link and you go directly to their store. Then you click on the 299, then it gets updated to your account, then you log back into the mobile device, and your fucking space bricks will be there. That was their concession.
Mm.
Like users are gonna take more steps. It's the same amount of money for users. You know what I'm saying? So like most people are gonna be like, fuck that. Like, very smart on Apple's part though. You gotta admit.
How many companies are we going to talk about today that are just being complete and total douches?
It's dude, capitalism isn't the best either. Like I'm not looking for
True.
communism, but like we gotta get some sort of middle ground here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, damn, why is the whole
yeah,
gaming
it's
industry
bad.
like this week got to be an absolute douche?
And like the funny thing is, I understand where Epic is coming from because it that to me logistically makes sense, right? Like these are in-game purchases. It ostensibly has nothing to do. You've already downloaded the software to your Apple device.
Mhm.
End of fucking transaction. Like you're out of the equation now, you know? So I see what they're saying. Because here's the other thing. The Epic Store, not that most people use it yet. I get it. They give away a lot of free games though.
Yeah, yeah, they
Um,
do. I get a lot of them.
yeah, me too.
I,
I
I,
show up, I go, thanks, free. You want?
I think I've missed like one or two, and that's it.
Oh wow, damn, that's dedication. I only pick up the ones I want.
It's just
Um,
once a week. You log in Thursday after 12 noon, and then boom, get them.
sure. Yeah, that's great. Like, so, and with them, FYI, as a game developer, I will let you know that Valve also takes 30%. That's it. Hard 30%. Epic Store actually takes 20. So
Okay.
I tend to lean towards like okay, you guys aren't as much of corporate monsters, but whatever. Um,
Here's the question though, which I know you know for Steam, but I don't know if you know for Epic as well. What does it take to get a game listed on their store page?
very, very little. One submission, you give them the gold disc, which is your finalized game.
Yeah.
They look it over. It's ostensibly like Valve's. They
Okay.
look it over. As long as there's no malicious software in it, that's it. It's really nothing because
Okay.
especially at this point, they just want fucking titles. They don't care.
Okay. I
And I know that they actually pay for exclusivity too.
Okay, because I mean, I know you mentioned we had this actual conversation a while ago,
Mhm.
off stream, and like Steam was, hey, give them the gold disc, and like that's it goes through what you just mentioned. That's it. Like Sony, Xbox was like a
10 grand,
10 grand. Sony was even more. Nintendo was your
20.
firstborn.
Yeah,
So
right. And sign here, and you'll have no more soul. I'm sorry, what now? No, just go ahead and sign there.
yeah, exactly. Hey, you think we're joking, and no, we're not.
Also, I ran a couple of games for old Nintendo Cert. That was awful, dude. Good
Ugh.
God, they're so anal.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, so I don't know. That's an interesting precedent that sends
yeah.
um, to everybody who's on a digital distribution. If this goes further into court, because Epic has not said yes or no that they're done here,
Hmm.
um, which means if that is the case and Epic says, nope, we're going to take you to court. We want to make sure that and that court rules in favor of Epic, that could change the way digital distribution works on a lot of things that we're not even thinking about.
Yep.
Movie streaming, fucking like legitimately anything digital could be
Hmm.
affected by this, depending on the verdict, which is
Oh yeah.
pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. Yep. Uh, it's a weird, weird, wacky world we live in now.
This is the anti-cap. Hey, welcome to the anti-capitalist podcast with Richard M.
Yeah, exactly.
The man's holding you down. Learn to make Molotovs.
God, we have such an uplifting stream this week, don't we? uh,
Honestly, take it with a grain of salt.
yes, yes. Just a grain or like a whole mountain?
Yeah, right. Would you like to go next?
Sure, sure. Uh,
Okay.
kind of another follow up story. Dr. D, Dr. Disrespect,
Oh yeah.
he is quote unquote suing the fuck out of Twitch.
I'm very excited about this. I want to know what happened.
The the
I
fu-
want to know what happened.
the funny thing is that that's literally the entire article.
I know.
He's suing the
Um,
fuck out of Twitch. The paperwork, I guess, apparently has not been filed yet, so because that's public domain once it's filed. So we would then, as the media and general public, know why he's suing Twitch, why Twitch banned him, all of that,
that's
and we don't.
So that's the interesting thing too. Let's not gloss over the beginning of the story. So Doctor Disrespect, if you don't know, is a very funny, definitely aggro. He plays a character. Doctor
Mhm.
Disrespect. His real name is Nick, I think. Um, and he was like the face of Twitch, and then he left, and then they brought him back to
Mhm.
Twitch, and it was like this huge deal. Like I think his opening stream had 120,000 people concurrently watching. Because he is fucking good too. Like at first person shooter, you put an FPS in Doc's hands, that guy's gonna fucking click heads.
Yeah.
Um, I genuinely like some of his content. I think he's funny. But then again, I'm a 13-year-old boy, so what a surprise. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
that aggro ass personality is pretty hilarious. You want some of the best? I was the 1998 world champion of Blockbuster. Like, dude, that's kind of funny. Um, so uh, it is crazy. He gets courted back to Twitch, and then literally he's on stream, and he's like clearly looking at something off camera, and he's like reading something, and on stream he's like, "We're gonna get through this, Twitch. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this, guys. We're gonna get through this." And then he abruptly ended stream, and that was the end of Dr. Disrespect on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up. He's now on YouTube Gaming.
Yep.
Um, and like he's all piss and vinegar
Mm-hmm.
against Twitch. So I'm like desperate to know because he got a fine for walking into a bathroom, cameras rolling live on Twitch, and they didn't even give him a full strike. Like that guy was a golden boy for them, and they fucking outright banned him. Like, what the hell did you have to do to fuck that up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is the same guy, let us not forget, who also admitted that he cheated on his wife live on stream. Like, the guy's a fucking maniac. And yeah, so like, what could you have possibly done past that? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. I'm very excited to find out what the hell happened. This is Alex Quino, the busybody of gaming. I'm like, ooh, what's the goss? Wait, was it the hot goss? I need that hot goss.
Yeah, yeah. Blue's sitting here saying, "Let's see him. Let's see him bitch about how poor millionaires need to unite." It's like,
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Poor white rich millionaire.
yeah,
My
yeah,
God. Cry me a river, bro. And his numbers are not as good, obviously, on YouTube Gaming, but his numbers still kick ass.
oh
Like,
god,
you
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, I don't know, but I just want to know, like, I want to know who's in the wrong more than anything, but I also want to know, like, what happened. Like, did you walk into a Twitch meeting and just pull your dong out and slap it on a table? Like, that's got to be like the level of insanity for this case, right? Like, I just can't imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
So, this might also, if things do come out that are bad, could also sink his fucking career. So I'm thinking that he's probably. Nah, I'm probably being optimistic now. He probably like shot a hooker or something. Like, I'm probably being too optimistic here, but I am interested in the story. To be
Yeah,
fair,
I mean, I'm interested in the story just to see as far as what all went down.
right?
As far as his content that he produces and puts out there, honestly, I could care less.
That's fair.
I am not really in his remote audience.
Sure.
So for me, it's just like, okay, I just kind of want to know what happened. I don't really
Sure.
care for to watch the guy or anything like that. So
I click heads, baby, click, 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 all day. So that is perfectly in my sphere.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, that was a good one, by the way.
yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, can we now bring it down a smidge and have a real conversation about just some tonality things? So, did you see the new Saints Row trailer?
The remake that they're doing of it,
The reboot.
or reboot. Sorry. Yes.
Reboot. Very
Yes.
different word.
Yes.
Uh, as a fan of that series, since literally the first one, I am non. I am not pleased. Saints Row used to be the itch that Grand Theft Auto once was. Wacky, silly hijinks, spray poop on the outside of people's establishments, ridiculous humor. The fucking fourth one, you're the fucking president and you're just shooting down aliens. It's literally the fucking prologue. That was such a bright ray of. Do you remember when games were fun? Because
Mhm.
Saints Row remembers, like, games are supposed to be fun. And I love the Saints Row series. I fucking do. I love Johnny Gat is a douchey character, and I still love him. Because he's like the king of all badasses. He's my new Duke Nukem. Um,
God.
I know, but see, again, I'm a 13-year-old boy. What do you want? Um, and Pierce, I love Pierce because he was level-headed. Fucking, like, I don't know. I really loved that original crew, and I had been there since the beginning. Boom, boom, boom. I even played Gat Out of Hell. It was an expansion pack for fucking, like, and I was like, yep, there's more Saints Row. Boom, I'm in hell. Yep, nailing it. 10 out of 10. Yeah. I just love that series, and this new tone and aesthetic looks a little hipstery and way like it's like still trying to do irreverent fun, but at the same time, I just don't see the reason. Like, I'm cool with a reboot. I really, really am. Like, I like for ideas to be fresh, we need like think about the comic book industry. Every variation of Batman is a little different, right? It's always
Mhm.
Bruce Wayne and he's always Batman, but each writer has a different like aspect that they like take the
Right.
character in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
That to me, I'm totally cool with. I'm used to it, you know. But this is like way over the fence, and people,
Take what it was, flip it on its head. Okay, this is what it is now, and it's like,
yep, new
huh?
interpretation of old characters. This is literally going. Why even call it a reboot at this point? Why don't
Yeah.
you call it fucking Saints Row Next Gen or something? You know,
Hmm.
like even that not like that nomenclature would maybe take some of the sting out of it. And here's the worst part: fucking people are pissed off about it. Then fucking Volition comes back and they're like sticking to their guns. They're like, nope, totally, this is what's happening, come hell or high water, which I understand because the game is supposed to come out in fucking January. What are you gonna do? Tear the entire game down?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
Really.
you're not gonna waste millions of dollars like that. So I don't know. I'm a little nonplussed. Like I'm a little fucking pissed off about it. But it's only because I am a gross fanboy. So my perception is bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you ever play the Saints Row games?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You know what? That might be one I'll give you. Like three, I love three. I think three is a beautiful fucking work of art. To be fair, the balance is bad, but it's still really really fun. Yeah, I don't know. So I just wanted to talk about that because like I saw that trailer and was like, ah, parts. And then I saw everyone's online reactions and I was like, okay, cool. All right, it's not just me. Okay, because I didn't want to be like the last guy to be like, I don't like this new direction. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that one guy. But seriously,
Yeah. Yeah. Totally understandable. Um. Wow. This is actually kind of interesting,
what's up?
and this is something that literally just came to my attention just now.
Okay.
Dr. Lupo.
Yep. He's leaving, right?
If you look on his Twitter page,
Mhm.
there is no mention of Twitch.
Yeah.
It's YouTube streamer, youtube.drlupo, youtube.com/Dr. Lupo. Like,
Yep.
you look on his branding that he's got, there's no mention of Twitch in there at all.
Yeah. He's
It's
moving.
he has left. He has
Yeah.
left the building. He's now on YouTube. So Twitch, if you get the remote inkling to check out our streams, guess what? You're losing money.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, like Lupo could be what the second or third biggest guy that Twitch has now, and they just
Oh yeah,
keep
easy.
losing people.
Yeah,
Like like I don't know. But
yeah,
again, we also don't know yet how much money he was offered because for all we know, Google walked up and was like, "How's this dump truck full of money look?" And he was like, "That looks like a lot of money, but not enough." And they were like, "Beep beep." How about a second dump truck full of money?
exactly.
Like, I've always said I am a very principled man, but a second dump truck full of money, I would be like, well, whatever principles I had, where do I sign? I don't care. What am I doing? I love this space cream. Yup. Mm-hmm. Oh, so good. Like,
Are those dump trucks hauling that money made out of solid gold or no?
yeah.
No? Then no, no deal. They are? Oh, okay, yeah,
Beep,
totally.
beep. Like, come on, man. Everybody has their breaking point, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's just all there is to it. If you
yeah,
say that you don't, you're either a liar or an angel human. But I bet that you're a liar.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
if I was
yeah,
to put money on it.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
why don't you go next?
Okay. Uh, God, there's so many options to choose from here.
It's like a smorgasbord of terrible.
Well, not really terrible, but okay.
That's where I'm going.
Let's go with this one. Skyrim. It's already on every platform.
I know.
Let's.
I know.
They released it. They re-released it. Guess what? We're gonna re-release it again.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
I'm totally joking. They're re-releasing it again with the anniversary edition.
Yep.
and it's coming to all current gen platforms. And it's just like, really? Don't you have like Elder Scrolls 6 you could be working on?
Todd Howard desires a bigger dragon's hoard of gold coins. You give him that money. Here's the worst part. You know motherfuckers are gonna buy it.
Yes.
You know motherfuckers are gonna buy it.
Yes.
It doesn't
Absolutely,
matter.
unfortunately.
That thing could come with a dump inside of the box, and people would still be like, "Really can't wait for that Elder Scrolls 6," but still hand them the $20. You know.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't announce a price point. For the love of God, if that thing isn't lower than $40, I'm going to fucking shit. I'm going to shit. If they try to fucking sell that game again for $60 again, I will lose it. I will literally lose it.
Yeah.
And I would like to have that conversation on stream because I don't want to just be here in my house alone. Like, like you know what I'm saying? Like, at least this way I have a fucking conversation partner.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
yelling
definitely.
at my dog with my dog looking at me like,
What the hell is he talking
I don't
about?
understand any of these words. Who's Todd Howard?
um, but then, quick follow up to that one. Apparently, there was a mod for Skyrim already that crashes the game as soon as you start it,
Yeah.
and it's like, what?
Okay.
I forget the name of the website. Nexus something. Nexus Mods, I think, is what it is. It was up there. It was perfectly fine. That no one had problems with it being there and whatnot. But now apparently it is banned and has been, I think, removed from their
Yeah.
website. So it's like, so in other words, for those who had a minor amount of self-control to actually install the mod to prevent them from playing the game instead of just like grinding their life away in the game, collecting every single fork, spoon, knife, plate, whatever in the game. You've now sat there and said, nope, we're not allowing that mod.
So,
Thanks.
yeah, I guess. I have to be really diligent on that.
I mean,
um,
literally, all the mod did, it didn't introduce anything new, didn't do
no.
anything other than as soon as you start the game up, it crashed it.
Yep.
That's it.
Ooh, this track's a banger. It's the Sephiroth track. Sephiroth. That's all I heard. Like if
Ah,
they're talking. Did you see earlier this week James McAvoy, the guy who played Professor X in the X-Men movies, the
mm-hmm.
younger Professor X?
Yep.
That he came out and I guess he told a story to some reporter that he had Oblivion and that he physically had to burn the disc to get him to stop playing it. He was like, he realized that he like wasn't doing anything that he should be doing. And Oblivion, by the way, not even Skyrim, Oblivion, a far fucking crappier game. He literally told the entire story. He walked out to his kitchen, turned on his gas stove, and held it over the fucking goddamn fire and melted the disc. That's amazing. I applaud that man because you know what? I don't have that kind of self control. You know, um, super good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it makes me like that guy a little bit more. I love it when I love it when celebrities like reveal nerddom
The
stuff. You
nerd
know, it's
side
like
of them. Yeah.
yeah, it's like good on you, man. I wish more people were like open about talking about it. Like when Henry Cavill said that he built his own PC, like I'm not even gay, but I was like, oh my god, did my pants tighten a little bit? Holy god, that man is hot. Like and he built his own PC, and he's gonna be my girl. Oh, like I hope this doesn't awaken something in me. You know that fucking community. Like, god damn, dude, that's so good. You love to see it.
Oh yeah.
Um. Oh my god. So this one's dumb and short. You want to hear a dumb and short one?
Sure, why not?
So fucking uh Tuesday, last Tuesday, I think it was, um, a guy in Brooklyn got well, let me start it off this way. He was a graffiti artist and he was on a Brooklyn water tower and he was painting a cube with like the question block on it before you like, hit it to
Yeah.
like, whatever's inside of it.
Yeah.
He was painting it on the side of a water tower and people are super pissed off because they 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 dispatched, I think they said like 50 police officers and a helicopter to fucking get this guy. And, like Like, man, that's a lot of fucking taxpayer money you just threw at this problem for he was being a Mario symbol. Like, man, that's aggressive. So, and by the
Yeah.
way, he that was at 1 o'clock in the morning. He was hiding from the helicopter because of the spotlight, and he went into a vent, right? So he's in a vent, and the helicopter's and he popped up like fucking little Doug Trios, and then they saw him, and then he wouldn't come down for 12 hours. So 50 cops and a helicopter flew around for 12 hours, and they locked off the entire block of Brooklyn for fucking 12 hours for this one graffiti artist. Like, let him go. Who cares? Like,
Especially considering it's something as iconic as the question block from Mario. It's like,
and
dude, do it.
and I saw the water tower. It was a fucking old piece of shit that had like baby blue fucking paint on it, was probably from the 60s or 70s. So this thing was clearly like probably still doing its water job, but nobody gave a shit. Who gives a fuck? Let him put the goddamn question block on it. Yeah, I just thought that was really funny because like normal people were like, why? Like the Terry, why?
Yeah. Oh god.
I just thought that
Jeez.
was real funny.
Yeah, yeah, that actually is kind of funny to be honest. Uh Alrighty. Dead Space. You hear that they're doing a remake of it?
Yep.
They have released a extremely early alpha video of it. And from what I saw of the video, like interview with the developers and things like that, talking over various aspects of everything, it's like, okay, this is what it was, and now this is what it looks like now. And it's like, okay, so you put a little bit more detail into some bits and pieces on the wall, and you added some fog rolling around on the ground. Yay? I mean, it's like, you can do
Do
better?
you think it's a good idea to like release alpha footage? I never think that it's a good
No.
idea.
Not when it's basically like, hey, look, here, we're redoing the entire room. Hey, this is it redone. And it's like, what did you do? Well, I moved this one piece of paper right here. See? Can't you tell? I mean,
I
it's
mean, to
like,
be fair, Isaac looks
huh?
good. The Isaac model is clearly very close to being done, and he looked good. The fucking what are they called in that game? Son of a bitch! Wow. Oh my god.
Necromorphs?
Yes, there you go. Thank you. The necromorph still looked like I guess they're using the base model. I didn't see any difference, and
Yeah.
it was literally the standard like
Uh-huh.
grunt. You would think that'd be like one of the first things you would redo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a little like,
And on top of that, when they showed a close up of the necromorph model itself, the like what you would think as far as like the splotches of blood on the like weird mutated skin and like that would kind of have different, not really different textures, but like or be different assets on the model itself, but have more than just, okay, we're painting the skin on there and the blood all on the same layer and putting it on the model. And that's exactly what it looked like.
yeah.
Is it's like, that doesn't look that great. I
I
mean,
mean, honestly, I don't think it's ever a really good idea to release alpha footage because it is
yeah,
it's just not indicative of the final product. And
yeah,
all you do is kind of get like, and dude, this is a remake of a game.
mhm,
You're not fucking blowing me away with a brand new concept here. Like this just feels a little like foolhardy. It cool, I guess, but I've worked in video game production. Like, who are you doing this for? People who haven't and they've never seen a game because like
mhm,
that I don't know. And then most of those people went, ew. Like,
yeah, yeah,
so who are we doing this for?
yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, that was a little surprising to me.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, it, honestly, as much as I hate to say it, I think as far as just the simple concept of redoing a remake of Dead Space, it's coming down to this.
sure.
They want more money off of an IP that the last iteration of was very poorly received. The first one was great. The second one was kind of like, okay, it's good. It could be
Better.
better, but the third one was just like, why did we pay money for this kind of a thing?
I still
Um,
enjoyed it, but I love that series. To be fair, like I love that series. I'm one of those people like if I start watching a TV show
you want
and
to watch the
it's
whole thing kind of a thing?
yes,
Yeah,
no matter what.
yeah.
Like if fucking I'm still watching The Walking Dead. That show hasn't been good in like a decade, and I'm still like in for a penny, in for a pound. Like, and I know there's
Mm,
a psychological term for that, and I remember hearing it, but I can't remember it. I think my brain just was like, "Don't keep this information," um,
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's like a completionist thing, right? Like, you
yeah.
can't walk away from a puzzle when there's only one piece not put in there. Like, that would drive me insane.
Yep,
Um,
exactly.
but yeah, you're right. Like it has been kind of a, and honestly, I liked Isaac Clarke a lot in the second one. Once he finally started, I don't know, talking, that was kind of
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And I like the madness thing that they were doing with two. I wish they leaned into it a little bit more, but I still
Mhm.
think that that was like a fine game. But like the third one, just like, okay, this is just an action title now. Like you completely,
Yeah,
I just resorted to Walking Dead. Got to see it through. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Shay. Appreciate
yeah.
you.
Um,
And that show's fucking bad. But we gotta
as
finish
far
them.
as the third iteration, Dead Space 3, that one I haven't played. Um,
There's some interesting stuff. I played it with a friend though.
okay.
So I didn't use the CPU who magically was basically gone and then would pop out of your butthole during fucking cutscenes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I was actually playing with my buddy Aaron. So we were on comms the whole time. It had this interesting mechanic that again they didn't lean into enough, where one person in certain parts would see things differently because the marker, the big space Jim Jam that does like one of these things,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
the statue, yeah.
yeah.
Um, the marker was making you both go nuts. So like Aaron was downstairs playing and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm standing in the room and he's like, "You don't see all this fucking happy birthday shit?" And I'm like, "No." So I fucking came out of my room and he was downstairs. I leaned over the railing. His character was, because he had a dead kid, was seeing this room that was completely different. In my on my screen, it was just another empty shit room, but on his, there was like presents everywhere and like "I love Daddy" and "being alive," like pictures everywhere. Like,
Wow, interesting.
yeah, yeah, and it was cool, but it was only like 3 times in the entire campaign. So it was like, damn, this would have
Oh,
been a cool mechanic
yeah,
if you had maybe even done a puzzly thing with it, you know, where only one person could see thing. Like there was more to be done with it.
yeah.
But I did like that.
Okay.
Do you mind if I take a pee real quick?
Yeah, no, go for it.
You
Also, I
made
just
me start up the next topic.
I was
Actually,
gonna say
no, tell me.
I also just looked and Dead Space is on back on Steam for Dead Space 3 for $20. So it's like
Nice.
maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if you got somebody else to run through it with, it's fun.
yeah,
Like, you know.
yep.
Um, what's the next one you're going to talk about so I can noodle it while I go pee?
Actually, considering how it's not really something you're big into, I was gonna quick sidevert over to the Destiny news that I have,
Oh yeah, great.
so that
Perfect.
way you can kind of go pee and not care less.
Nice. All right, I'll be right back.
All right.
Enjoy your nerd news.
Oh yeah, yeah. Isn't it all nerd news though? All right. As far as Destiny 2 though, guys, as you guys are probably well aware of now, the new season has started. It started actually last week. It's just that, well, we didn't do a show, so yeah, tough crap. But some of the changes that they made, cool. Some of the changes that they made with the new season, concerning whole new story and new mechanics and like that, I'm kind of a little iffy on as far as why they did them. I'm not a fan of them. Like the simple fact of making the weapons that use primary ammo, so hand cannon, sidearm, assault rifle, bow, SMG, scout rifle, yeah, just those. Any of those weapons now have infinite ammo, which is kind of bizarre because it gives a little bit more power to those weapons to a point. But then there's also some oddball ones, or at least one oddball one that I can think of.
Right up.
The fighting lion exotic um grenade launcher, it also uses primary ammo. And it's like, you just gave an exotic weapon infinite ammo that's a grenade launcher. So it's kind of like, what what was the actual point of doing this? I mean, yes, as far as like when you're doing like the super high end, I gotta flex my E10 difficulty uh activities like Grandmaster Nightfalls and shit like that, it's not fun to run out of primary ammo. But at the same point in time, it's like, what? Huh? I don't really get it. But so far the story is great. However, the next expansion supposedly is supposed to come out at either December or January, which is not good. So, because that means that this season is going to last like 5 months. So, that'll be interesting. The other bit of Destiny news that I ran across, which I actually have a link to if people want to find out more about it, um, but it's the fighting line. Well, a grenade launcher with infinite ammo is still a grenade launcher with infinite ammo. Whether it makes a boom that blows up the entire world or makes a boom the size of a firecracker, it's still an infinite ammo grenade launcher. Um, but the other piece of information that I found actually quite intriguing with Destiny was there is now a official pen and paper D&D esque Destiny, like player's handbook, rule set, whole 9 yards.
Go
Enemy
on.
and and Alex is now interested. So something tells me you want that link to the Google Drive that has all that information.
I check that out. I check that out. Like, dude, I'm always down for a new fucking RPG, man.
Oh hell yeah!
And you know what? I read those shits like, okay, this is gonna make me sound terribly nerdy, but nothing else. Everything else that I say is the same. I put them on the back of my toilet a lot. I'll buy a game knowing full on
Nope.
that I will not ever play it, but I just want to read the rule set, so I'll put it on the back of my toilet tank and I'll just slowly read it over like 6 months.
Yeah,
I like that shit. I
yeah.
love the rules.
I
Uh,
just put it in your chat, and apparently I got timed out for it.
that's okay.
So I will just send it to you in a direct link
Yes.
in Discord.
Thank you.
That is.
Appreciate you. Also, I gotta turn
Um,
that shit off.
but yeah, honestly, it seems really interesting as far as the rule set that they have for it. As far as like weapons, lore that they have in there, the enemies, everything in there. It honestly, given time, I really think it would be interesting to read through all that and try to get a game going. I really do. As far as if it's a ongoing thing or just a one shot, who knows? But
Do you know? Do you happen to know who's publishing it, by any chance?
not off the top of
I'll
my
look it up. That's fine.
head.
That's okay. I'll look it up.
I mean, at the
Just
moment, it's a
curious.
It's a Google Drive thing.
Okay. I'll look. I will do my own nerd due diligence.
Yeah. But the one thing I found interesting is you don't get your super in the pen and paper
Five?
version until last I knew, and this was before full release that they have, until third level, I think.
I would have got. I probably would have
So
got it at 5, but
well, I mean, there's not much to gain between 1 and 3. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
See, and
it's
this
like
is what
your class ability, your grenade, and then I think you get your super at that point.
yeah.
But
See, I'm interested in the numbers too, like
yeah,
how long it takes you to get from level to level. Because if you shortened it, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Having said that, though, it's also a thing of um, it's not where in the actual video game where hey, I'm running this super for this activity, and then like for the next fight for the raid you get to, and it's like, oh hey, I need to change up to this super. No, you pick a super, you're stuck with that super. You can't change. It's boom, that's what you got.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
yeah, I mean that makes a lot more sense. The game does it that way as far as allows you to swap supers, because that way it allows a lot more flexibility and
Right.
gives the players a lot more. Hey, I want to try this. No, I want to try this, and like change whatever they want, kind of a
But
thing.
that's not how pen and paper works.
No, 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 no.
You've chosen wizard, you do wizardy
Yeah,
things.
you're a
If you want to
wizard.
multi-class, you're
Congratulations.
basically shooting yourself in the foot. You know, you can do it,
Yeah.
but you're gonna suck for a bunch of levels when your buddies are going up and up.
I don't know if you can actually multi-class in this.
Right. I'm
So
assuming you probably can't.
yeah,
In all honesty.
yeah. I would find it a little odd if you could, to be honest.
Yeah, because it would change one of the core tent poles of
Yeah.
the design.
Yep.
Um, do you want to have another little side interesting conversation?
Sure. Sure.
Okay. I mean, no, I don't like having interesting conversations, Alex. I came here to be bored to death
No,
while
let's
you
all
do your
be
fucking
bored.
stand-up routine.
Let's be bored here and talk like
Yeah.
Ben Stein.
So
Yay.
let's talk more about RPGs. Game. Bored. Game. All right. So Windows 11 is actually officially launching on October 5th.
Ooh,
Did
interesting.
you know that? Yeah. Um,
Mhm.
so here's my question to you. Are you going to upgrade on, because you know you're going to log into your PC on the 5th, as probably all of us will. They will, log into your PC on October 5th. And the first thing Windows is going to do is say, we've got a new fucking Windows 11. Would you like, it's free, just like the Windows 10 was. Um, are you going to upgrade on day one?
Me personally, no.
Okay.
Because
Why?
because the simple fact of anytime any software company or hardware software company or whatnot sits there and says, "Hey, we've got this new flashy new thing. Day one, here you go. Do you want it?" It's riddled with bugs. It will
That is,
crash. It will do everything that it's not supposed to do.
yeah. Um, that is traditionally how it goes. That is for sure. I, unfortunately, am a schmuck and I am an early adopter. I always have been. I always will be.
Okay.
Because here's the deal. Yes, there will be issues. That is going to be a guaranteed thing,
Uh-huh.
especially in the fucking day and age that we live in. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be a ton of features that I do want. The first one, like fucking numero uno for me, it has Xbox Ultimate Game Pass in the core kernel. So no more do you have to fart around opening an app that now has to go through another fucking thing. It's literally built in. It's baked into the system. They've been working on it for like 3 years, I think, or 2 years. Um, so for me, I want that integration, dude. I fucking hate how in every game, like, when you go into a game and it's a Steam game, and right there you can go click friends, it reads the friends list from Steam, and you can in game invite somebody. That is not the way it works on Game Pass. Any game that goes through it, you click invite, you are pulled automatically out to the fucking your PC console, then you send the invite, then the person has to find it on their app, open their app and find it, then fucking accept it, then go in again. Like, it's just another step that I don't want to fucking do because I love Game Pass. I honest to God love it. And me and my buddy Brian Reek, we play shit tons of games on it. So I want that integration. Um,
Okay. Mm.
I'm probably gonna fuck myself. Like I'll just let you know that right here now. I'll let you know as the days roll on if it is, in my opinion, worth it or not.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you are 100% right, dude. Like it's probably gonna be bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because it's your OS.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
And I mean, usually when updates are released, um, just because we're streaming and like that, looking at you OBS and Streamlabs OBS right now, um, yeah, there have been times where like I'll go to do something, fire up OBS, like I'll go to start a stream, fire up OBS, a Streamlabs OBS, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got an update. 45 minutes later, oh, we apparently couldn't finish the update and we like just shat the bed. do you want to restart us so we can like finish what we were doing? And it's like, oh, you want to tell me that now, 45 minutes later, now that I'm half an hour into my stream time, you
Right.
fucking douche canoe. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yep.
so
And honest to God, it does worry me because it is your OS, right? That's your
yeah,
operating
yeah,
system.
hmm
That is the fucking first step, basically, that your PC does, other than kind of boot up DOS in the background, like
yep,
like that's crazy to me to think about that. But
hmm
I will say this: I don't care about the detractors and those fucking weird Linux kids. Okay, Windows 10 is pretty good.
yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
bad.
bad. It's not bad.
I like it a lot, and I have liked it the whole time. Yes, there has been issues. There are still times like this is going to come out and it's going to fuck my sound system again
hmm
because Windows is going to overwrite where my drivers go, and it's going to go, nope, this is where your drivers. These are the drivers you should be using, even though I've told you, no, 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 my sound card needs them to go. So that's going to fuck me over again. I
Yep.
already know that going in. But I'm just hoping, dude, why am I like, I hate everybody and everything, but I still am optimistic. How is that even possible? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm,
You're just hoping for that ray of sunshine,
yep, just give
and
me one, baby.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm hoping upon hope that this goes nice and smooth, and NBD, as the cool kids say.
yeah,
Like I would know.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but I was interested on what your take was,
hmm
and what you were gonna do.
I mean, it would be nice to quote unquote be an early adopter and like that, and just upgrade it day one. If it wasn't like if it was say Streamlabs OBS saying, "Hey, we have a brand new Streamlabs OBS," and like that, then it's like, okay, fine, that's fine, I'll go with that. But with it being Windows 11,
Right,
it's like my whole computer runs off of
right.
this. You better goddamn well
Nail it.
fucking nail it, like be nailing it now,
Right.
and just like getting ready to make sure it's ready to roll out to everybody in October, kind of a thing.
So I have already a couple of things, because you can actually go in and you can check your updates, and then you can check underneath additional updates. And I've rolled in everything that's been coming out from them,
hmm
and I have noticed no change. Everything seems to be working just easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that has been giving me hope. But for all I know, those were like, hey, we changed the fucking icon color on a thing that you've never seen before. Like it could be so background that nothing, like I've never touched any part of that. But I have, I think it was like, I think it started in like June, I want to say. And I've rolled in like 5 different updates. So like right now on Microsoft's, like I have bits and parts already. And um, from what I saw, you can go and get the early version. That I will not do.
Yeah,
Like, you know, I don't want the wonky one that you're like not quite, I don't know, gold disc, I
yeah,
guess would be a
yeah,
way to say it.
exactly.
Okay, well, cool. I just
So
wanted to have that conversation with you.
yeah,
You
yeah,
just happen to be streaming.
yeah,
That conversation could have happened on any day.
yeah. Alrighty. It is. Do you want to go, or do you want me to go, or
Just did the Windows thing. You go.
okay, fine. Let's. You
I
know
say
what?
it like, okay, fine.
Let's like kind of the topics of conversation have been like kind of going downhill. Let's curve it back up, shall we? Go start going in the happy direction. Um, there has recently been a expo going on, the Sage Expo, Sonic Amateur Games Expo, and basically what it is a expo dedicated to Sonic fan games, original games, mods for existing Sonic games, even just frameworks, so that people that want to build Sonic games but don't like know or have all the tech available to them, they can come here and be like, "Oh, hey, here's a framework for how to do this. Cool. Now I know how to do this," kind of a thing. And they can actually just get these games submitted to it, and Honestly, I've been kind of peeking in on one streamer, Argic. He's been doing a lot of the demos that have been posted on this expo, and a lot of them look really fun. Even just the fan made ones that are like remakes, takes, whatever you want to call them, on existing ones. Like Sonic Riders, I guess, was a
Yeah,
Sonic game that came out, like
yeah.
a
Where you were riding
surfboarding,
the
yeah,
snowboards on streets.
snowboard thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently they made a remake of that. It's kind of F
Oh.
Zero style.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, it seems a lot of it seems actually really cool. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's the Sage Expo with only one E in the URL. So it's sageexpo.org if people wanted to go check that out. And it really does seem really freaking cool.
I have a very snarky thing to say. If that was a Nintendo event, they
Oh, they
would
would have been shut
throw it.
down. Yeah.
No, they would throw it and then lock the doors from the outside and burn the building down. There, we got all the modders in one big thing.
Yeah. Um,
And fuck those guys.
yeah, really.
I'm taking money out of my very rich daughter's mouth.
Actually, if it was a Nintendo thing, it would be more along the lines of, "Oh, good, you've all submitted fan games, mods for our games, original games using our IPs, things like that. Okay, cool. Here's all this paperwork for you now. Oh, by the way, these are all lawsuits that we're filing against all of you, bitches."
It's like two lines signing up, and then you go immediately into the next line where it's just a fucking like cavalcade of lawyers. You just okay, well I guess I'm just gonna line up to get sued now. Like,
Yeah.
and it's funny too. Think about it this way: Sonic Mania came out in what 2018, 2019? No, 2017. Oh my god, how
Wow.
years
Yeah.
go by? That was a fan group,
Mhm.
and Sega was like, "Hey, your work is excellent. Like, let's do an official." They made the best Sonic game that's been made, arguably, in the last decade. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it's very funny how those two companies work so vastly differently.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And yet they're
because
based out
seriously,
of the same culture, effectively.
right. Right. They're both
So
Japanese companies,
yeah,
like, but you could like I think weirdly Sega team can see the writing on the walls, like why piss in your fucking fan base.
exactly.
Whereas Nintendo is like, fuck you, I can ring you out for another $2. So
Yep.
eat butts.
Yep.
Yeah, that's still pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
I
said,
wonder if they have
let's
bands.
go on a happy note.
Yeah, no, totally. I wonder if they have bands. I bet they do. Because that would be cool to like see like a Sonic cover band. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like done in like punk rock or metal style, like fucking like
yeah,
Power Glove kind of thing. That'd be
yeah. It would
tough.
definitely be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I might go again.
I can,
Um,
or if you want
I
to, that's fine.
got I got four.
I've got like one, two, three. Well, no, we kind of
Yeah, we're
talked
gonna have to
on
cut this
those. One.
down a little bit. We're already at
Yeah,
140.
yeah, I know. Um, I mean, I've got tons here I can talk about. So, let's go with this one. They're the Mafia game franchise. Mafia,
Mafia or Yakuza?
Mafia.
Okay.
Apparently, there has been a person working on a mod for. I don't remember which Mafia game specifically.
Probably three if I remember.
Um,
Maybe two.
well, I don't know because they've been working on this mod for 15 years. It is apparently a 2-scale faithful recreation of the Titanic. And it is also dubbed the Titanic mod. There
What a
are
weird thing to do.
Yeah, but the thing is though, there are quests you can do on there. There's whole storylines, NPCs you talk to going all throughout the ship.
Man,
So
okay, that's
I mean,
crazy.
if one guy loves the game and wants to create a huge ass, awesome 2-scale detailed mod,
I mean, good on you. Like,
yeah,
right? Like, good on you. But like, I always feel like, no, I mean, to be fair, I'm a starving artist too, so I kind of get it. But like, what are you making that for? Like you, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is there? Okay, let me ask you this. I legitimately have not thought about that series until you brought it up right now, and I played all three of them. Like, I am, I literally finished Mafia 3, and my brain went, all right, all that information just goes, like, gone, like, completely gone. Like, that is crazy. I mean, hey man, labors of love are still totally welcome and cool and good in an art sphere, right?
Oh god,
Um,
yeah. Plus, the kicker is he in the article says 15 years ago, back in 2016, I was barely 15 years old.
that's cute.
So this kid has been working on this for literally half of his lifetime, and it's
Yeah,
just like,
that's insane.
yeah. Wow, I feel old now that I actually said that.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
Okay,
damn it.
so here's the deal. Mafia 3 came out in 2016, so it clearly wasn't that one.
Yeah.
Mafia came out in 2002. Mafia 2 came out in 2010. I bet it's a mod off 2. I bet it's a mod off 2. Because he had to be old enough to play and love that game, you know what I'm saying?
But if he started in 2006,
He started in 2006.
yeah,
Oh shit. Yeah,
he
that's going to
he's
be
been
a
working
lot,
on
man.
that for 15 years.
God, that thing is gonna look like fucking plastered butts because that game was ugly. Like, I love that series, I do, but whew, that was not a good looking title.
Yeah.
One was yikes,
But I mean,
big yikes.
as far as like why to work on something like that, okay. Granted, looking at the limited technology he had at the time that for that game, he can easily put that in his resume and be like,
Yeah,
"Hey, look what I did with what resources I actually had available to me."
sure,
And it's like that's damn impressive.
yeah.
So,
And honestly, like fucking, it is really cool when somebody loves anything
mhm.
that much to make their own like spin-off or fan art or um what's the thing when you like write stories for
Fan
you know
fiction.
yeah, like any of that shit. It's cool, man. Like you're still adding to the mythos. Like, good on you, bro.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
and it was something that meant a lot to you too, like personally. So
Yeah. Yeah.
cool. Weird fucking source material choice, but proud to have you. Thank you for coming along.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's super crazy. That is cool. Uh, Speaking of mafia things, you want to talk about another mafia thing?
Sure.
How about a Japanese mafia thing?
Sure.
Nice. Um, so Yakuza Torishino, the
Mhm.
creator of the Yakuza series, left Sega, and he is going to found his own company, which has a terrible name, but whatever. Um,
Mhm.
but he's been with the company since '87,
Wow.
and yeah, yeah. So super crazy. And as a guy who really likes the Yakuza series, like to an unreasonable point, honestly, it
Mhm.
fills a hole that Shenmue left. Uh, Give me free. Um,
I'm not
but
judging.
yeah, I know that's fair. It's one of the reasons I love you. Um, I think that's crazy. It worries me a little bit, because like a Dragon was the most recent release,
Mhm.
and it was very different gameplay wise. It was more of a turn-based XCOM,
Mm.
Final Fantasy kind of tactics kind of a thing, um, which I really liked, and the main character was great, which is great. Um, but a little worrying that like the series creator is leaving because that just means like unless he had a really cool number two, or maybe that team just fucking loves I don't know the internal politics of it, but I just never love it when the guy who spearheads uh, a production of anything
Mhm.
leaves. There's always inevitably some like fallout that happens because of that.
Yeah.
When you have a visionary who has a very clear and decisive plan, path, and an objective for each creation, that always inevitably leads to success. And whenever that person leaves, there's always a little bit of ouch afterwards.
Yep.
Also, that dude had been there since the 80s. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, good lord. That guy had to be making bank, right?
Oh god, yeah.
Like, right? Like, you started in 86. Like, you had to be making bank by now. Uh, yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm
Okay.
done.
Alrighty.
I just love Yakuza and was like, oh, Yakuza news. Let's put
Okay.
that in there.
Alrighty. Halo Infinite
Mm.
uh is not going to launch with a co-op campaign. It is going to be in season 2, and Forge will be in season 3. So you can't even make custom maps right off the bat, or
Yeah, I'm okay
even
with that.
for the first 6 months.
Yeah. Well, that's if that's how long the seasons are, right?
True, true.
Like,
That is assuming that a season is 3 months.
right.
So
Which generally that's not the case. Especially when a new game comes out,
yeah,
you know? Those first 6 months are tumultuous. You know it. You've worked in the industry.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm okay with that. Um, the co-op campaign thing hits a little deeper
Hmm.
because that is kind of a staple of that game. Literally since one,
Yep.
like Halo One, we could both buy it day one. Oh, shit, no, actually, Halo One was split screen. I could buy it, and you and I could sit down day one and run through that entire campaign together.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, that definitely hurts a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, I get it though. You like they're scaling to an open world. They're doing their multiplayer completely separately. Like, man, you're already spreading real thin.
Yeah.
Um,
Not to mention
so
the simple fact of some of the questionable things they've done, like rework the radar system.
right,
So
right. I think this is going to be an all hands on deck situation, and they
mhm.
clearly see that and have planned for it.
Yeah,
That's a very good thing, though, right?
yeah.
Um, and that's something that we should hope that more companies do.
Hmm.
Okay, what are our risks? What are or how are some ways we can mitigate it? Okay, this stings to have to tell them that, but and dude, it's Microsoft. So how many dudes do you think are on this team already?
Oh
Three,
yeah.
400 probably?
Oh yeah.
And
Probably.
they still think that this is like too risky to do? We should probably just go, okay, nope,
Yeah.
I get it. It does suck though, because me and Chaz went through the first three, every single level on Legendary together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was a big thing for us. Every time a new one would come out, we'd be like, all right, whenever we get some free time, let's fucking knock another level out.
Yeah.
Um, but again, this is the other thing. Since they're moving to open world, right, and not a linear progression,
Yeah.
that changes a
A lot.
lot of shit.
Hmm.
Right.
So be interesting to see how things work out. I still say one of these days when it does come out, we need to do just like a hey, no talk show tonight, but instead we're just gonna shoot the living shit out of anyone who wants to jump on in with us. So
Yep.
let's do it.
Yep. I'm in.
So
I'm in. I mean, even that last look at the graphics, I mean, that thing's gonna run perfectly fine
oh yeah,
on any current machine. That thing will run fine.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I'd totally be down with that. Like,
I
I
just
will
thought,
basically say nothing though, except for yes, I can't believe that DG killed you.
yeah.
Like,
Meanwhile, I just thought of something.
hmm,
Um, what are the tech specs of it for PC?
I don't think anything has been released. They literally just released the release date. I think 2 days ago.
Okay, because I
Um,
was gonna say, depending on tech specs, there. I mean, especially now with the whole um uh graphics card issue going on and
shortage.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's potentially okay. On Steam, it's saying minimum requirement a NVIDIA GTX 1050 Ti, Intel i5 4400.
Meh. That's it.
Um,
I mean, that's 3 generations back.
that's minimums though.
Right. I know, but that's still
So
3 generations back.
yeah, I mean, Mine can do it barely, to be
Mine
honest.
definitely can.
I've got a 1070, and I think I
Okay.
have a either a 5 or 6,000 processor,
Well, I
i7.
just got my
So
fucking Radeon 5 360 or 3600.
yeah,
And I know that's completely good. Like
yeah.
that is almost current gen, so I'm good. You know what's interesting? Fucking nice segue, by the way. Um, I saw that now that the PlayStation and Xbox's current gen is spinning up more because of the coronavirus kind of going down and production being able to make, that there might be a huge problem with AMD processors because both consoles use AMD processors. So if you are out there and you're listening to us and you were thinking about upgrading to an AMD, not you can still get an Intel. It's not going to be affected. But if you were thinking about upgrading to a AMD, I suggest do it now because there is a very high likelihood that in the next couple of months, once the factories spin all the way back up, that you're going to have a hard time getting any of these AMD processors because AMD is going to have to push double as hard to get the processors for both the new Xbox Series S or X and the fucking PlayStation 5. So just an FYI, boys and girls.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing I would also like to say is if you're out there and listening to us, I would just like to ask why.
Because we're hilarious and we know everything about the gaming industry.
Oh, that's
That's what it was.
yeah,
Not that
that's
I
it.
just want to listen to an alcoholic and some two old losers talk about the industry. Whatever, dude. We're super funny.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, of course. Um, another current news thing. New World, the MMO from Amazon,
Hmm.
is having its last open beta on September 9th. The game fully releases 2 weeks later. So if you are still not quite sure, or if you didn't get into the closed or the open last time, and you are an MMO aficionado, um, I may suggest go check it out. I did not check out. I did not check it out, but I heard good things. Like there wasn't a resounding meh, which I guess is saying something in the MMO sphere.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, September 9th, open fucking beta.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
I
Um,
might actually check it out.
from what I've seen of it, it is unlike traditional MMOs where it's you have multiple hotbars full of different actions and like that. It is real time kind of
Rewind.
live action. Hey, you swing, you dodge, kind of a thing.
What was the other one that was like that? Shit. Yeah, with like lots of rolling. Fuck my face. Guild Wars. Guild Wars. Is what it related to me because Guild Wars is like that same thing where it's lots of roll dodging and active combat as opposed to I guess passive combat. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Because I was gonna say, from what I remember of Guild Wars, I remember
Guild Wars
Guild Wars.
2,
Oh, Guild Wars 2. No, I
Guild
didn't play
Wars
that
2.
one.
Yeah.
Didn't play that
Oh,
one.
okay. Yeah, yeah. The second one leaned way more into like it almost played like Diablo, frankly.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked it. I played it for a little bit. I
Okay.
have the attention span of a gnat though, so
Eh, eh.
another ball of fucking tinfoil. Oh, another bowl.
Mhm. Hey,
Crap
it
on me.
works. It
It's
works.
on me. Yeah,
It,
well, it does for you, not me, because I have to live with this stupid brain.
eh.
So unfortunate, but whatever. What are you gonna do? Get in arguments with the guy in a wheelchair? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
Okay, your
jeez.
turn.
Okay. Humankind. It's a civilization esque
Ooh, yeah.
kind of game. Uh, from what I've been reading of it, rave reviews. Everyone's loving it, except for one kind of glaring fact: the animations. Because when it takes you like 30 seconds to go from your city to the next city over, which is not too terribly far away, it then becomes a thing of, okay, that's just taking like 3 troops, one city over. What about endgame when you're moving hundreds of units all over the world? Are you then going to just sit there and say, okay, move all
Play slow.
units, and then I'm going to go like read War and Peace, and then come back and it'll be halfway done?
Is it a frame rate thing or
The
a
animations are just so goddamn
slow?
long. They're so
Oh,
goddamn long and slow, and it's just
oh.
like, damn, what in the
Well,
world's
you could
going
speed
on?
it up, I guess. Might look goofy though.
Yeah, um, I mean,
Well, all I know is that my buddy Potter, actually my fucking business partner Potter, he said that game's amazing. I love Civilization. I love the Civ series.
okay,
And he was like, it's like Civ, but you don't get so you know in Civilization, as you're going along, you're
hmm,
like marking off, okay, I'm gonna do bronze working now, and that will get me to chariots or the wheel or whatever.
yeah, yeah,
You can basically change on the fly.
hmm,
So each generation you can choose oh, and that's not even so here was the interesting thing. You know in Civilization, how in the very beginning of the game you pick a culture,
yeah, yeah,
right? In that, every time you level, you can choose a brand new culture.
cool,
So yeah. So in this era, the Romans are really strong because they have phalanx units. I'm just picking some stuff.
yeah,
In this era, okay, well, the Americans were best because they had riflemen. On each time, you can switch over and over and over and over and over again.
interesting.
Lot of open-ended strategy to it. I actually have it downloaded. I haven't played it yet because I've been kind of poking around Tropico 6 because I'm a maniac. Also, I'd like to be the presidente. Um, yeah.
Okay,
But I'm maybe that the animations thing makes me think like I kind of want to go check it out now.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
To
yeah,
see if it is as bad as everyone's saying.
yeah. That's
Um,
understandable.
yeah. I mean, why the hell not, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and again, Game Pass, oh, it's free. Like,
true,
right?
true.
I'm gonna be singing the fucking praises of Game Pass when they put me in the goddamn grave.
Yeah. Hmm. But I guess seeing how he is getting up and gonna pee or something, I don't know. Another quick little article here. Not really an article, more of just a kind of a shout out, really. Um, is there is a you guys may know of this game called or not game but game show called Wipeout. Basically puts contestants through weird wacky activities. It's kind of an obstacle course kind of thing. Well, apparently uh, there's now a game show very similar to it, except it is Frogger themed. And yes, part of it is running from one side of the street to the other while these giant foam cars or foam rubber or whatever they are uh, move back and forth and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely interesting to see that they've apparently made a game show of it now, and that's gonna be interesting.
Speaking
Welcome.
on Gamecast too, oh sorry, were you talking?
I was just gonna say welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry, I had to take a slash.
Yeah.
Um, did you see that thing going around the internet that no one knows where it started, but somebody somehow, I think they said like the most likely cause was Reddit, that if you named your child Game Pass,
Oh God.
that Microsoft would give you Game Pass for the rest of your life for
Oh,
free.
oh jeez.
And so Microsoft had to come out on Twitter and be like, we did not say to name your kid Game Pass, and we will not be honoring this. Just FYI. Please don't name your children Game Pass.
If anything, I would have to say that got started. Probably it was on Reddit. In response to uh the thing that Bethesda did when Skyrim was first launched. How they had something going on where if you name your kid like Dova King or whatever it was relating to Skyrim, uh, they would Bethesda would give that person either every game in their library or a prize money or something. I forget what, but Bethesda did something like that as well.
Well, do you remember? Okay, you want to go back? You want to go down this fucking memory lane?
Oh god.
I'm there with you.
Okay.
Uh, do you remember? Let's start here. Do you remember the company Acclaim?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Acclaim Interactive. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, by the way, named because they left from Activision, and so like a bunch of fucking salty bitches, they named themselves something that would be higher on the naming list. So Acclaim is ACC.
Hmm.
Very smart. Which is funny because Activision did that to Atari. Very funny. Um, Life. It's cyclical. Um, so Acclaim was doing tons of crazy shit like this, marketing that was insane. They had a billboard that dripped blood. They had a Virtua Tennis 2 promo where they were painting the logo on pigeon wings and then letting the pigeons out into cities. They had the infamous Shadow Man one, where if you would let, this was before Shadow Man 2 came out, if you would let them put Shadow Man advert on your fucking tombstone of your loved one, they would give you $2,500. They also were the first ones to do the name thing with the Turok 3. If you named your baby Turok, they would give you $5,000. Dude, that claim was fucking a bunch of maniacs, bro. Like, that is fucking nutters. And like, who is still like going like, yeah, we should do that. Like after like the pigeon wings, you gotta stop like and be like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here, guys? Like they're like on there, like trying to get the pigeon to hold still, being a little, what are we doing here? I'm like, seriously? Am I getting paid to do this? All right. Like,
Yeah.
same someone named their kid Bethesda character and they found out and rewarded them, but made a statement that it wouldn't be a regular thing. That's why the Bethesda thing
Ah.
happened.
Okay.
That's funny. That's funny. Thank you, RK. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's funny how far. And I'd like to point out another one. Sony for the God of War 2 reveal, at their E3 presentation, they had a party afterwards that was like a VIP only.
Mhm.
They had fucking inflatable and an actual dead goat. Who is fucking okaying these things? How about John Romero calling us all bitches? Like, I feel like I could have made bonsai bucks if I had just been a little bit younger in that time, and I basically could just do cocaine and just say things, and they'd be like, "Let's do that!" Like that'd be great. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
these are professionals.
Yeah.
Ah,
Uh,
I love to see it. All right, sorry,
but
I almost spit.
mm, that's okay.
All right,
I was gonna say
I
it's
got what?
well. I was gonna say it's also about 10 after.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I got two that I want to do really fast.
Okay. Go.
Cool. They both relate to the same thing.
Cool.
And here we are on follow up story number 4 for Blizzard. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So a common acronym that we've been saying on the show for months now. DFEH have once again been having a problem with Bethesda. I'm not going to do the whole thing. Bethesda's been basically getting hit with fucking sexual allegations like left and right and all this shit. They fucking
Blizzard,
suck.
Blizzard or Bethesda?
Blizzard.
Okay, because you said Bethesda.
Oh, sorry. That was just
Yeah.
a joke of mine.
Just wanted to
It was
clarify
like
that.
the laughing nugget that was still stuck in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so the DFEH has pretty good on pretty good authority thinks that they went because remember how they were like, hey, we need these documents from you. You are a company, you work in the United States, we need these documents. So Blizzard, Activision had been pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off. Yeah, so they the DFEH comes out actually 2 days ago. It goes, Yeah, we think they're shredding documents and deleting emails. The HR department has been accused of fucking shredding documents and deleting emails. It's a good look. This is a good look. How anybody at this point can fucking still be like, no, Blizzard, I'm totally gonna give you money. Dude, you're kind of a piece of shit at this point. Like, I cannot believe how you're the government. How are you like, oh hey, stop doing that? Man, that's all that evidence. We need that shit. Like, oh my god, dude! Like this is like fucking like Watergate level of fucking insanity at this point. Um, so that's real fucking funny,
Yeah.
and terrible. And also, seriously, HR, the guys who again, their entire job is human resources. They are the people that are shredding documents. Holy shit! Good God, what a bunch of monsters.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so that was one half. That is kind of funny. I'm spinning this, dude.
Oh, go.
This is gonna go downhill. I'm gonna start fucking ranking on it. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking tired of like, I fuck these guys. Um, okay. So, did you hear about the McCree thing?
I
The
I
character from Overwatch.
I saw it. I didn't look into it though. I was just
Okay.
at the moment. I was just kind of like Blizzard. No,
Yeah,
no.
I know. I'm diving in, dude. I'm gonna get all the grease out of the bottom of this fucking grease trap. Um, so Blizzard fans and Overwatch fans specifically have been calling to have McCree's name renamed because he was actually named after Jesse McCree, a real person in real life, who also was very unceremoniously fired when all this allegation shit started popping off. It was about like 2 months ago. Um, so uh, they have been scrubbing, like Blizzard has been scrubbing a bunch of stuff. Uh, the WoW community already called out one dude who was fired for this, and he was a character in WoW, and they axed that. Um, and actually, apparently, I read that there's a couple others at WoW that are already Blizzard Activision has had a response literally this week saying we're getting rid of everybody. So now their new response is we are never naming anyone after real people ever again, which is a little unfortunate because that also includes community members. So a couple of people have been immortalized
Mhm.
in quite a few of their games. You know, they're a content creator who dies or, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're not doing that shit anymore because what if this guy dies and it turns out he was a cannibal or something? They're just like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. So
Makes
that's a little
sense.
lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it is a little lame too because that
True.
is nice, you know.
Yeah.
Smite has a content creator who died. They have like a little effigy thing for him in the conquest map. Fucking R6, Icy Cat. He died over the summer, and they made him an emblem that you could get for one. Like not even a real cent, like a 1 gold ostensibly. So it can be very nice, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
when wielded correctly and not by rapists.
True.
Uh,
True.
swish. Okay. So that was here's the thing though. McCree is an original character. He is the cowboy guy. For those of you who don't know, but I'm sure you've seen his face, right?
Mhm.
Everyone, like,
Yeah.
um, what do you do? Like, let's say you're Blizzard. You have Overwatch. You have an original character from day one, actually pre-day one,
Hmm.
with a great voice actor, with a very iconic name, McCree. What do you do? Demon John?
That's a hard one to come up with a answer for because renaming him doesn't get rid of that stigma.
Boom.
Getting rid of the character still doesn't get rid of the stigma. Plus, you then also piss off a lot of the fan base.
Yep.
Um, on top of that, you create work that you have to do as far as replacing that character to keep the balance. And it's not just a thing of replacing that character with another one that fills the void. You have to basically fill the exact shape that that character
Right.
left. Um, what I'm more wondering is when it comes to Overwatch 2,
Yeah.
are they
I
just
feel
going to
like
be like, yoink, that character's
probably
gone?
not. The so they actually had, here's the fucked up thing. They actually had an event that was supposed to come out in October that was the, I want to say, third lore burst,
Mm-hmm.
and McCree was the like fulcrum of the story, and they've
Oh.
had to push it back until next year now to rejigger things. Um,
Ouch.
Yikes. But here's the other thing, for me, dude, it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, this is a dedicated fan base who have been there since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you rename him Billy Sprinkle Kitty Farts, it is everyone is still going to refer to him as
Is
McCree.
McCree. Yeah.
He's been that way for 5 years.
Yep.
That is his name. That is a huge part of his identity.
Yep.
That is uh oof, man, that's a bag of walnuts. Like I don't even know what you do with that. Like cuz and no matter what you name it, half the community is going to be like, "Thank God," and the other half is going to go, "That is the dumbest new name ever."
Mm-hmm.
You're completely never going to have a good answer here, you know?
Yep. Yep. Very true. Very true.
Yeah,
There realistically is no right answer for what Blizzard can do about it.
legitimately.
So,
Like and I man. Ugh. Savagely, I'm going to take the other side of this coin real quick. As a person who is 100% games are art,
mm-hmm.
okay, we've had this conversation.
Oh yeah.
What devalues art, right? No matter who created it,
Yep.
the art is there and it was quality and it means something to some people.
Mm-hmm.
And do you like, I can understand and wow, it's just a quest giver, right? It's just a dude who stands there with a fucking exclamation point over his head. Who cares?
Yeah.
You can name him whatever. And I'm sure most of those dudes probably still refer to that guy as his original name. But like this one is so much more like intertwined.
Ingrained into it. Yeah.
Yeah, like man, I, that guy is a piece of shit. He's a human piece of garbage. Maybe we should just remember him as a piece of garbage, as opposed to just being like, we'll just wipe the slate, and that should fix everything. Um, yeah, that's a really hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Why not a character with the same stats for those players? I mean, for those players, that's true, but this is like the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite discussion. When Combo Fiend came out and basically they released the entire roster, but there was no Magneto, there was no Doctor Doom, there was no X-Men, and he went out on stage. And now again, very unfavorable position to be in to explain to a fan base that has always had these Marvel characters that they're not going to be in it. And he said, well, there's always, if you like Magneto and his infinites, we have Nova. He does the exact same job. Characters are more like functions if you think about it. And like basically the entire community went, "What the fuck? Are you like new here? Like, are you kidding me? You think the people don't like Magneto because of Magneto, not what he does on the buttons, but like the character himself." You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like it's such a weird place to get like painted into this corner where you've made something great. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, what do you think about like the games or art thing, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, as far as games being art, it it really is hard because it's people latch on to specific points that they like about it, and yeah, to then take it away and be like, oh hey, well there's this thing which is similar or whatever, and it's like, but that's not the reason why I played the game. It's not
Right.
the same thing. It's yeah. I mean, I can't like put the right words together at the moment to
And
explain it,
that's
but yeah, you
but
know what
that's
the point I'm trying to convey.
yeah, exactly. And I think that is in and of itself the whole gig, right? Like
Mhm.
we have something like a masterpiece that has been painted. Okay, like if we find out later that this dude was a fucking shit lord, like, did we just tear down the painting that was really good?
Yeah, I mean
Like, you
it's
know, it's such a fucking human thing to ask. Like, you know,
yeah, as awesome as the Washington football team. Yeah.
okay, no, but fuck that. Also, I saw a fucking really funny meme of Native American dude who's wearing a shirt with the logo. It just said Caucasians. I was like, I would wear that shirt. That is hilarious. That was very funny. It's also weird to die on this hill of a problematic design naming that was overlooked. Agreed. Agreed. Like, I completely agree. I think the whole topic is messy and it should be discussed. Um, that's kind of the whole thing. Like,
Mhm.
we have to talk about it. Like, I think not talking about things and just kind of like sweeping shit under the rug is just never the answer,
No, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And,
because
and
that's
that's
just
all we ever get.
ignoring. It's just ignoring a bigger problem, and
That's
then
right.
it'll come back to bite you in the ass. And then okay, you then have the bigger problem, and then what do you do with it then? Try and address it, which means you're not only addressing it for that instance, but you then need to go back to when it originally started, or do you sweep it under the rug again and just continue the cycle? At which
Right.
point, the whole thing just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep. It's a Katamari ball at that point, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
and
exactly.
I like if we don't as people have enough decency to have these conversations about things that upset other people and that don't upset this people, and we have to have these conversations, otherwise humanity is never going to like fully come together. Like
Hmm.
it is a problematic thing that we have. We just go, oh, this is bad. Well, let's just ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
not the play. We need
yeah.
to talk it out. Like, it's an uncomfortable conversation. Nobody wants to have these conversations, but like we should. Like,
Hmm.
you know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alex's therapist talking through his mouth. Um all right. Go say goodbye and then we'll fucking
uh,
say goodbye.
really,
Oh yeah,
seeing how
go go.
we're beating Blizzard to death at the moment.
Uh,
Um, the newest Call of Duty, astonishingly enough, does not have the Activision logo on it.
what?
Does not.
So when you turn the title on, it's not going to say Activision?
On let me quick double check this. I think it was on the cover, like the box cover art,
Oh,
and all the fine text on there. It's not
that's
on there. Whether it
that's
shows up when
weird.
you boot up the game, and this was caught by by like media outlets. This was not something that Activision Blizzard came out and said, "Hey, we're not putting our logo on it." This is
Interesting.
something that like media outlets saw and was like, "Oh, hey." Um
Distancing themselves maybe from that's
I
is it
mean, this was also something that came out August 20th. So,
no,
uh,
that is a little weird.
yeah. Because it was right after the trailer came out. Neozon also highlighted the fact that the Activision logo is missing from the Call of Duty Vanguard page on Battle.net. The company's digital storefront again. Uh, hmm.
That is very sus.
Yeah, yeah.
That's weird and sus.
Mhm.
Dude, if all these dudes go to jail and the fucking government, like, literally, like, if we get a picture of all these motherfuckers coming out in handcuffs, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm
Oh
literally
god,
gonna come in here like, do 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 do, like, I'm gonna be stoked that week.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yep,
that is
definitely.
really weird and it's very sus. But, like, so I'm assuming that means they're gonna highlight. who's making this one? Sledgehammer or Treyarch? I don't even know. I don't even know who's
Uh,
making this here.
Developing studios: Sledgehammer Games, Treyarch,
Sledgehammer.
Beanox.
Yep. They
Yeah.
usually do the multiplayer only though.
Well, still, yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if. So basically, what they're doing is taking a meat shield. They're like, "Come here, guys. We're gonna rope you up, and if any bullets hit, they're going through you first."
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, basically.
that's crazy.
Yeah, because like when looking at the okay, the trailer's 3 minutes long. Can we kind of skip more towards the end? Okay, yeah. No, get rid of the stupid ads.
No,
Don't show the
see,
damn
this is
progress
why you
bar.
should come and watch our show. And if you're new here, you should follow us because then you don't have to fucking suffer through this like we do every week.
Yeah, because the YouTube trailer, I can see Treyarch, CallOfDuty.com. That's the Sledgehammer logo. Beanox is over there, and that's it for logos.
Yep. Wow.
They,
Wow, that is so sus.
they pulled their logo from the newest Call of
Their
Duty
fucking
trailer.
flagship title.
Yep.
That's their flagship title.
Mhm.
Holy shit. Wow. Wow. I am literally fucking shocked. No, nothing says like we didn't do anything wrong to not signing your name on any documents.
Yeah.
We have no idea. I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth. Oh my
The
god.
camera what's
All
on
right.
the CD cover of album. Yeah, basically.
Hey, that's madness, dude. That is fucking madness.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to. I can't wait to. Like, I'm so glad I get to do the show with you because seriously, like, fucking, we get to like literally just like talk like little girls about fucking video game stuff, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see those guys go down. Like, I wish I had like a 1980s phone cord with like the spirals that I could like spin around my finger. I know. Oh, wasn't Brad so cute? Like, but it's just us talking about video game shit.
Oh
All
God.
right.
Meanwhile, I feel like I should follow that up with. So, what's your address? I'll just like go onto Amazon right now and order you one.
So we can have it for moments like this.
Yeah,
I could probably find a dumpster and find one to be
that too.
honest. All right, I'm gonna go say goodbye to these guys. You say goodbye to these guys. We'll meet in the
Sounds good.
Discord, say goodbye and all that shit.
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right, bye, fucking Rich's chat. Love you guys.
Alrighty, catch you guys later over on Alex's side. Alrighty, though, guys. Tonight was one hell of a wild, wacky night. This is what it usually is. If you guys enjoy it, by all means, please feel free to hit that follow button. You can also follow on Twitter and join the Discord as well. Other than that, that is basically it for tonight. Tomorrow I will be back. Probably, well, definitely doing some Destiny 2. As to whether we will be raiding or not, I don't know. We're already down a man. Because unfortunately Savage is in the hospital. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, we will be doing something in Destiny 2, whether it be just gearing up again or running like a dungeon or actually running raid. Who knows? But tomorrow, definitely come check it out for some Destiny 2 action. Other than that, Friday, we'll be back doing wrapping up actually the Final Fantasy 14 mentor mount, and yeah, that'll be awesome. Great question. But yeah, other than that, that'll be it. I will catch you guys tomorrow for Destiny 2, and till then, I hope you have a good evening. Till then, till tomorrow, guys. Bye.